Welcome to the Cougars and Ferris High School Sports Show. I'm Jeff DiVeronica with Steve Bradley, and on our specialties hotline all over the board here on Zoom, it's the Section 5 Class B1 champions in wrestling for the first time in school history. That's right. All these guys helped this team and this program make school history for Honeoye Falls-LIma. First, by introduction, we'll go with Coach Jason Bovenzi in his second year as head coach, but certainly connected to the program for a while. He's also the head wrestling coach at Rochester Institute of Technology. Welcome, Coach.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
We'll try to go through this here. So also we had 5 champions, and some of the guys are joining us now. Let's go by blood first. We'll go introduce your son, Andrew Bovenzi, 4th at 172 pounds. Say hello so we know, Andrew, who you are.
Yeah.
Okay, and with Andrew is our 189 champion, Alex Zuber. Hi, Alex.
Hello.
And up at the top screen together, we've got Chris Noto, champion at 102 pounds. Gonna hear about that family quite a bit here. Hi, Chris.
Actually, you got
Nick. It's all right though.
I'm sorry, Nick
Noto.
Nick My bad. Nick
He's the
Noto.
younger champion.
So many Notos, I can't keep track. Nick Noto, 132. Congratulations. My bad. You weigh a lot more than 102.
Yeah, thank you.
And also at 118, Jazz Spaulding, right?
Oh,
All right. And you've got a brother on the team too, right?
yeah, I do. He's our
Andrew.
1 compounder.
All right. Well, congratulations, guys. Sorry about the botching introduction there. Steve Bradley, I'm out of breath. Take it away.
So, Jason, I don't know if everybody knows that HFL wrestling, you had 5 champions this time. Like maybe 5 years ago, there were 5 guys on the team. So it's been really just huge growth of the program. And can you give us where the program was and where it came to, and tell us a little bit about how you got there so quickly?
Well, it seems like it happened quickly, but this has really been a process that's been going on for probably the past 8 to 10 years. It actually kind of goes back to when my neighbor, his son expressed an interest in wrestling, and he said, well, we need a youth program. He's a guy who came from Mid Lakes High School back in the day, and he did a lot of youth wrestling, and he wanted to, his son showed an interest in wrestling, and he wanted to start it up at the youth level. So he really did a great job of promoting the program, the youth program at the time. He would go to a lot of the school functions, and whether it was meet the parent nights or they'd have these program promotion nights, and he would set up a booth, and he was just a recruiting machine. His name was Sam Benamino, and probably his biggest recruit was my son, because I think he knew that if he got my son, that he was gonna get me involved. And I was coming home from practice one night, and my wife said, don't even bother coming home. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm hungry and I want dinner. And she's like, well, Andrew went with Sam to wrestling. And, Andrew had never really even wrestled at that point, but Sam went over, and he was in our garage, and he started blowing the whistle, telling Andrew to get ready for practice. And I kind of snuck into practice and looked around the corner, saw him smiling and having fun. And that was it. And then, so even that first year of youth, there was probably, 5 to 8 kids. And then the next year, there was probably 45 kids. And then I think in its third year, there were like 72 kids signed up for youth. So while it looks like all of a sudden we snapped our fingers, each one of the kids that you're interviewing and each one of the kids that won sectional titles have come through that youth program, and many of them have put hundreds and hundreds of wrestling matches under their belt right now. Like, you take a look at 3 of our sectional finalists, and they're 8th graders. And we got Waylon Winston, who was 3rd at 126 pounds as a 9th grader. So, and it's not over. I mean, the youth program is still strong, and they're very good, and they're very motivated. And these dads just make it a great experience for them. And, some of the dads, like Don Spaulding, and Scott Winsman, are guys that now their sons have transitioned to the high school program, but they're still going to every youth practice and taking the youth guys to tournaments along with the other youth coaches. So when you have a community that kind of buys into the sport and loves the sport and recognizes an appreciation or has an appreciation for what it has to offer, that selflessness really is evidenced by the success we've had. But it's really something that we need more of in wrestling. I think that they've really kind of laid a blueprint of what you need to do to develop a strong wrestling foundation in a district. And it really just revolves around people that love the sport, care for the sport, and are willing to donate their time to it.
Jazz, let me ask you about just you guys making history. Did you guys, you guys had 209.5 points, Palmac at 175. Was this on your radar all year long or last couple of years that you guys wanted to be champions?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I remember even last year, like, you know, we only had like a sectional tournament. We were like, all right, guys, this is our year. We got to get that, you know, as we're like building our team, you know, we were getting more and more guys, became like more of a goal for us, you know, because obviously when we were down to like 5 guys, it was never even a question. But now that we've built like such a strong team, I think it's been a goal for, you know, a couple of years to come, and it finally happened. We're proud of that. So
were you guys close last year? Like, were you runner up or were you as a team?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
We were top 3.
We
I
were-
think we
yeah.
were
We
top 3.
took third. That's what I know. We took third, I think.
We were
Okay.
very close, but yeah.
Well, let me run down quick this to 5 champions, Steve, and I'll let you turn it loose. Chris Noto, 102, Andrew Spaulding, 110, Jazz Spaulding, 118, Nick Noto, 132, Alex Zuber, 189. Like I said, and 3 of the wins in the finals were against Palmac guys, and they were the runner-up.
Yeah.
Alex, let me ask you this. Steve, forgive me. Did you guys know that these 3 matches were going to be crucial against Palmac?
Yeah, especially since I know they had a few guys in the consolation finals as well. We knew that going into this final round that we were going to need to have some wins against these Palmac guys to get us more points and prevent them from getting points. So winning those 3 matches, I think, were pretty huge in that.
So Jeff, people might recognize the Noto name because they both Chris and Nick had an older brother, Alex, that or Andrew Anthony that did really well. But now we've got 2 sets of brothers here doing really well with the Notos and the Spauldings.
Hang on, don't get mad at me, Steve. You said he did really well, right? 4 state championships for Anthony Noto. That's incredible, right?
But he's not on the call. That's why.
No, but I'm saying you said he did really well. I mean, that's like saying I like Italian food. I love Italian food.
So yes, 4 state championships, a historic, probably Hall of Fame career. But Nick, you watched your older brother growing up, and now you get to wrestle with your brother. What is the sense of brotherhood do to bring this team together?
I think because he started when there wasn't a lot of guys, and it's just like it's about when you're in practice, you just got to give it like 100% because you don't have like every like hour of the day to be wrestling, and when you have that time, you got to like really put the work in. And also, I think it's a lot about mindset too, because if you're there and you really don't want to be there, you're not going to get as much as you would out of it as if you were like, oh, I want to be at practice, I want to be learning. And that's what he was really good at. He always wanted to learn, and like he worked really hard, and that's what got him to where he is now, just giving it his all.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to let Andrew Bovenzi talk about his dad a little bit, because I want to hear about that, because I go way back with your dad when he was just a wrestler at East Rochester, winning some sectionals himself. So we'll take a quick break, come back, talk more with some Honeoye Falls-LIma wrestling on the Captains and Ferris High School Sports Show.
I'm a biomedical sciences major. My goal is to one day open up my own pediatric office. I want to create an environment almost similar to the environment that Roberts creates for me. I want them to walk into the doctor's office and feel love. When I got here, I was just like, yeah, this is home. This is where I need to be. Be prepared for an adventure, be prepared for a journey, and enjoy the journey.
Have you recently bought a home, or have you been in your home for 5 years or more? Have you looked at your ductwork?
If not properly cleaned, air ducts can become contaminated with dust, pollen, or even mold. This can impact the air that you're breathing.
Check us out online and schedule your appointment today.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Sweet baby, oh baby,
There's a path to success full of challenges, rewards, inspiration, and strength. A strength that only the U.S. Army Reserve can give you. The skills and experiences you'll get will give you an advantage in your civilian life. Stay close to home, train to develop your strengths, and get on a path to success. Find out more at goarmy.com/reserve.
For more information, contact Syracuse Army Recruiting Center, 315-449-2830. There's strong. Then there's Army Strong, paid for by the U.S. Army.
Welcome back to the Cougars and Ferris High School Sports Show. Jeff DiVeronica and Steve Bradley talking with the Section 5 Wrestling Championship team. We had Pittsford in A1, Spencerport A2, Canisteo Greenwood, and Bolivar Richburg. And our showcase guest right here in Class B1 for the first time in school history, Honeoye Falls-LIma, a Section 5 wrestling champion. Congratulations, guys. A whole host of wrestlers here. But the coach is Jason Bovenzi. He's a Greece Athena grad. If I said that wrong, I apologize. He started his coaching career at East Rochester, built up Pittsford. Now he's the head coach at RIT and HFL. He's also our G&G Fitness Coach of the Week. So congratulations on that. I know that you spoke earlier about a lot of the parents in the program have been very big in developing it, but you need a lead dog, and you're the lead dog. Your son is on the Zoom here with us, Andrew Bovenzi. Andrew, was it a given that you were going to, what did you learn from this guy about what it takes to be a wrestler? Let me ask you that.
Being a wrestler, I mean, you just always got to give it your all when you're on the mat. Like, whenever I'm ready to go out into a match and like it's going to be real hard, like going out against a guy who's probably weight class above me, maybe like him. He usually tells me, listen, as long as you go hard and give it your all until the very last second, that's all that matters.
Did you always want to be a wrestler?
You know, I didn't know what wrestling was until, like you said, or like my dad said, Coach Benamino came up to our doorstep and was like, hey, there's this new thing called wrestling. You want in?
Really?
So Alex, yeah. Alex, the lightweights, get a lot of credit for what they did. 189, you're up kind of near the top of the thing. The big guys. What's your style as a wrestler, and what's your history with the sport?
Well, I started wrestling, I think, a little bit after Andrew. It might have been 1 or 2 years after. I think it was a year. And my dad, he was a wrestler in high school. He actually wrestled here at Honeoye Falls. And, well, he asked if I wanted to try it. I said, yeah. And, I liked it throughout the youth program, but I really didn't start getting, like, a lot of matches until modified. And then, all the way up going into high school, that's when I started getting more and more matches, going to these more advanced tournaments. And to answer your other question about like what it's like wrestling at heavier weights in my style, while I like to take it a bit slower, than like light weights, you see a lot of scrambling and stuff. At the heavyweight, you don't see as much as that. You see more like upper body stuff, maybe like throws, or really just a lot slower wrestling in general. So I'd like to take it slow, work on setting up my shots.
All right, I'm gonna ask Jazz this one. If someone has a good answer, they can jump in. But wrestling's different than a lot of sports, guys. You're in basketball, you've got 4 other guys on the court with you. Soccer, so many other guys on the court. Same with football. In wrestling, it's you against the other guy. You're standing face to face, nose to nose with this guy. Was it ever intimidating moment for you I mean, what's it take to be a wrestler, to stand across from somebody and say, I'm going to pin you? What would you tell a young kid about advice about what it takes to be a wrestler?
I mean, I would say that, like, you know, it's all mentality, you know, like if you don't have a good mentality, you're not focused, you're not determined to like go out there and beat this kid. If you're not thinking, like, if you can't see yourself like getting your hand raised, you know, then that's a problem, you know, that's a struggle. And that's, you know, that's like one of the main important things. I'm like, all right, I got to picture myself going in there. You know, I gotta think that I'm going to get my hand raised and I'm going to beat this kid. All right. I can't think any negative thoughts, you know, just all positive. Got to keep it going, you know, got to, like, I know I have like the physicality and the moves and all the technique and all that, you know, the only thing I have to do now is just like get ready. So I would tell somebody, I'm like, you got to, yeah, it's all mental. It's like, you know, it's like really in your head, you know, you got to.
How about you other guys? Anything to add to that? What would you tell a young kid about what it takes to be good at this sport? Go ahead. Anyone jump in.
Well, I think one thing that definitely mentality is really a lot of it, because I remember, I think it was 3 weeks back, we were at the Honeoye State Farm tournament, and I was in the championship match, and I didn't wrestle like at my top of my game at all. I got crushed. And so after that, you know, I was devastated. I wanted to win that tournament. And after that, Mr. Bovenzi, he came up to me and said that I wasn't wrestling good, and that the main problem was I didn't have the correct mindset throughout the match. So I would definitely tell a kid, like, you got to get into that championship mindset throughout all your matches and wrestle those matches like it's the last match ever.
Jason, how proud are you the way this group responded? Because again, if these things go, if those matches go the other way, maybe Pal Mac's the champion. And let me ask you about the 102 final, because you guys had 5 champions, but you had 6 finalists, which, you know what, Jacob McVig lost the 102 final to Chris Noto. How do you get 2 guys in the same weight class?
Yeah, so a few years ago, the Section 5 started, and really they started to do it across the state, made the, you know, the realization basically that you could have 2 of the best kids in the section in your own room and in the same weight class. And it really, you know, there was no opportunity provided for that kid who's really super talented. But, you know, if they weren't able to beat that kid who was maybe one of the best kids in the state or in the section, then they, you know, wouldn't have an opportunity to compete at a level that they should compete at. So what they started to do is they started to allow each team 2 extra entries into the, you know, the qualification system, basically the sectional championships. So we have that right now. We have 2 of the best kids in the section in our own room. You know, I just yelled at them in practice today when, you know, I didn't feel like they were really training as hard as they could have together. I'm like, you guys you're 2 of the best kids in the state. You're in the same circle right now and you're taking it easy. Other kids would kill to have, you know, opportunities to have that type of a training partner. You gotta take advantage of it. They scored us a lot of points. Now they're both 8th graders, so they're going to be scoring us a lot of points for a lot of years to come. And, you know, there's just more kids coming through. We only have 2 seniors on our team this year, Andrew and Alex.
Wow.
So, you know, as these kids continue to grow and mature through the program, I feel like this is really just, we were on the cusp last year. You know, I think if it was a tournament that had full wrestlebacks, we didn't last year because of COVID. It was kind of single elimination to the semis, but, you know, I think we could have been in the hunt last year if we had full wrestlebacks. We were pretty close as it was, but this year, you know, the program's really started to get some traction, and basically the fruits of the labor of these youth coaches it has already started to pay dividends, and I don't see it letting up anytime soon.
Well, the cupboard is stocked full in HFL right now, folks. It sounds like there's something special going on.
Yeah.
So listen, we got to run, but I appreciate your time, fellas. I wish you the best of luck in super sectionals. Congratulations on all your success, Coach Bovenzi, also for being our G&D Fitness Coach of the Week. Thanks for being on HFL. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thanks for
All right.
watching us. You want to learn how to build a program, folks? You might want to give the folks at HFL a call here, folks. Thanks for watching us right here on the Cougars and Ferris High School Sports Show.